to maintain paper documents anymore. So much is talked about it, but whenever I ask any government official on clarification, they are not telling me the right answer. So I think we should push the government to come out very clearly saying that electronic medical records is fine. Any court will accept it. I think some clarity needs to be given at the central level.
Good evening. My name is Amit Gupta from ST Microelectronics. Two things which I want to mention over here. To complete the whole ecosystem, I think we are forgetting in this document insurance companies. So they also have a major stake in this. Secondly, we are not talking here about the wearable medical devices. They also need to be regulated. Right now, only the implants or 14 types of categories of medical devices are regulated. So that is another area which we need to. So we can build all these systems, but unless the raw data which is coming directly from the body is not regulated or follow any regulation, then we are inviting trouble.
I'm now requesting Dr. Jai Mohan to tell us how he actually got it done. What we want to do, how did he do it? In Malaysia.
Okay. All right. Okay, we started work on this project in 1997 and we developed a blueprint. I believe such a blueprint probably exists here. But to put the blueprint into reality, you will have to have some prototype or pilot projects that you want to do. And that is where you now make your request for standards, for the legal framework, for the funding and resources. I agree you must have sort of a timeline. If you don't have a short-term timeline and a longer-term timeline, things that you should achieve within 1 year and things that should be targeted for a 5-year framework, I think it does not move. Writing things down is very good. It makes things happen. But most of the work that is done by the people who help draft the document and to whom it lives. Very often, the achievements are those of the people who participated in drafting the document. But as far as I see, you have a powerful group of people here, so I don't see why you don't have similar success. I just came back 2 weeks ago from a meeting in Bangkok. This was supported by WHO and a number of other organizations. They set up an Asian e-health information network. There was a representative from India, and what they did was they not only drafted a document about the way the e-health journey should take, what are the requirements that will make that e-health journey possible. They talked about what they need to do in the short term as well as in the long term. And they also thought it would be very powerful for countries who were further down that journey to share their experiences with countries that are, beginning the journey. So there is a certain power in different countries moving forward. Take, for example, the issue of SNOMED. SNOMED is becoming a very important standard. If each country were to negotiate separately for a SNOMED license, it is very expensive. But as a group of countries, when you negotiate together, then a perpetual license should be possible because it's very clear the perpetual license must be bought by the country and made available to all software developers. So I'm not exactly sure. I think this draft document is very powerful, but a group will have to continue to work on it, especially the processes, short and long-term targets. You have to, political support is very important. The leadership of the country as well as political support. So you have to get the right people on board, and that will be achieved through your commitment and your drive. So I think it may be worth at this time to make some contact with the Asian e-health information network. I can help you get together with them. Some of the work they are doing may be helpful, and at the same time I could share any other documents I have with you. Thank you.
That'll be very helpful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Vivek. I work for Intelio Business Technology. I have experience of both sides of the story. I'm an MD in internal medicine, as well as I've worked on technology on both global spheres. I just have a basic question to all of these macro details. The right and the onus of the healthcare information lies with whom? If we can include something that limits the right of healthcare information, whether it lies with the patient or the healthcare body that is taking care of it, I think a lot of it could be resolved. Healthcare is a business of trust, and I think if the patient has the trust on the healthcare organization that is providing healthcare, I think it will make a lot of difference. So something on a protected health information, any clause on it would do a lot of difference. Thank you.
Are there any other speakers, please? Anybody would like to say something? Otherwise, I'll hand over the mic to Ms. Sangeeta to make a concluding remark and our next step of action.
How many of you want me to say next step is go for dinner? No, I think everybody's very serious about this topic. There's been continued interest through the day of people coming to say, let's find a way to get together. The concept of collaborate, cooperate, and progress is very, very clear. I think this document needs refinement and fine-tuning. So what we should definitely do is find a way to create like a user group which is open. We'll use the base document which was already created by the steering committee, which the Planning Commission has. That committee was formed at the behest of the Planning Commission. So there is a base document. Some of that document reflects what is being put in here. There is some refinement to be done, but I think a call to action is critical. And the call to action is, please give your inputs on this. We print this out tomorrow. We announce it in front of the Chief Minister. I think we have one government secretary here. We'll call Sanjay Jaju back as well. Let a few of our government secretaries sign on it, because our concept is we're in this together. This is not public and private. We will move with CII and FICCI and other groups so that this becomes a voluntary adoption as well. We will request large IT houses with play in healthcare like TCS and others, whether it's TCS, Wipro, I think between 15 companies, you literally have the entire HIS in this country. We request another group meeting with them and say, this is your request from the users. Please make this positive movement forward. I know Senthil is smiling, but there's a lot to be done. And I think all of you should be spearheading it more than us. It's not for us to be crying for this. It's for all of you to get together as well and say, look, we work in the US. We understand what's happened in the rest of the world. Let's do this for the sake of our country. We must have a collective goal that the back-end cost of a transaction in healthcare in India should be lower than any other place in the world. We must have a goal that every piece of data captured gets put back into a learning cycle, and we should ensure that this continues to evolve, as well as the fact that every individual has a protection for their data, yet in a de-identified manner, it is available. When you need to re-access it, now the US is seeing that, of how do we re-access when we know there's analytics. So can we leapfrog even on that thought process and figure out how we do that documentation? So first, I would like for an acceptance for this document. When you see it up tomorrow, please sign on it. Second, we're looking for volunteers for the working group who would sign up to say they'll do more work on the detailed document. And third is people to join us when we all go to Delhi. And this will be kind of communicated or circulated. We'll probably do a Google group. We'll do one Google group who's working on this. And let's use social media for our benefit as well to follow the ideals that we think are important. So if everyone's okay with this call to action, we will proceed on this front. Is everyone okay? Okay? Okay, sounds good. Looks like we have some consensus. Dr. Ganapathy.
Please send the mail to cio@apollohospitals.com. Dr. Arvind Sivaramakrishnan has very, very spontaneously volunteered to receive all this information and collate it. cio@apollohospitals.com.
But very quickly, we will form a separate group. This is not an Apollo Hospitals initiative. This is a joint initiative of the industry coming together and like-minded people. It will be transforming healthcare.
It's just for
through
convenience.
IT. This is for today, any inputs. By tomorrow, you will have a new email ID up, right? And anyone else who wants to volunteer to take the lead, to manage it, to be part of it, we'll do a 3-member committee at least, and also set up some governance and guidelines on how we work on it. Prem, any insights? Anyone else? Suman, something you want to add? So you'll take responsibility to bring all the other IT people in?
That's a good, I endorse that suggestion.
Eventually the patient. So surely most of us would be glad to volunteer for this. So whatever little that we can do, we'll definitely chip in.
Sir, Mr. Chowdhury, I think more. Dr. Mishra, the public sector is in through you. You've been a pioneer in telemedicine. You've spearheaded that. Environment is ready. Everybody's asking for it. Let's make it happen. All the best to all of you. Thank you for a wonderful day of being together. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. But before that, please join us for dinner.
Tomorrow we are starting very late at 6:59 in the morning. The tutorial will start at 7, and tomorrow today there were a few absentees, so we were able to just about manage the time. Tomorrow there are no absentees, and we have the Chief Minister here at 2 o'clock. So once again, may I please request you to be on time, as most of you were today. 7 o'clock in the morning the session starts. Tomorrow lunch is only for 20 minutes. Thank you. And dinner is all opposite, plenty of food.